So Gillian, if someone on this course is thinking about doing their case study on implementing AAC in school, what recommendations would you give in order that the learning objectives are met?
Okay, well, there are quite a number of suggested texts and books and articles to read within the course. I'd certainly suggest sort of looking at that and picking the ones that people feel is most relevant to them and their chosen topic. But also there's some useful information I suggest that people might have a look at, which is online learning in AAC. There are two modules that Call Scotland have written and produced. The first is actually an introduction to AAC, so that might be just a wee bit too basic a level, but still useful for people to be aware of. Yeah. So that covers really very general topics such as communication difficulty and an introduction to AAC, and it's not specific to schools, it covers people of all ages. But the second series of online modules, which is AAC in Education, really has a lot of information. I would suggest that people have a look at. It's much more lengthy and has much more detail to it. And I think the benefit of online learning versus sort of written text is the multimedia content of it. So there are videos of pupils using AAC, there are videos of staff, teachers talking about AAC and implementing it in schools, as well as a lot of downloadable resources, handouts and checklists, etc., that people I expect would find sort of very useful for that. So also other sort of sources of information would be websites, and there's one in particular called Communication Matters website, which is a UK organisation that focuses on the needs of people using AAC, and there's a lot of good, again it's fairly introductory, but a lot of good information there about AAC and assessment, and links to sort of other organisations, and they have a sister website, you might call it, called AAC Knowledge, and this is a database that's been created of useful research articles, and other case studies, and other sort of sources of information, all specific to AAC, and it's got a good sort of search facility to search articles on what you might be interested in. So it's free to use, and it's a really good resource. I suggest people might have a look at it. But finally, another way maybe of increasing their appreciation of how AAC can be used in schools is to make a visit to a school, which could be maybe a specialist provision where there might be a higher percentage of pupils using AAC, or perhaps a mainstream situation where there's one or two pupils using AAC, and maybe they've had to make fairly individual adjustments to the environment and the curriculum for these pupils. So I would imagine finding a school and visiting it would help a lot with that.
Yeah, and also maybe liaising with the local speech language therapist and maybe shadowing her on a visit.
Yes, exactly.
Like that.
Yeah. Yeah.